We are with Sophie, who wrote the article Red Light Montana in Mountain Outlaw magazine. We have talked to you before on the podcast. Have you since started pronouncing your last name Tsairis? Did I convince you?
You did not, but
Okay.
I do like that better. Don't tell my parents. Nope.
Oh, yeah.
You're sticking with Tsairis.
Sticking with Tsairis.
Okay.
That's exactly how it is spelled.
Although my husband's last name is Snavely, and we thought about changing both of our names to Tisnavely.
Oh.
Yeah,
You
but
went-
we didn't go
You went
through
from
with that.
didn't do
Tsairis
it,
to
okay.
Snavely.
Still Tsairis.
Sarah, okay. Did you keep your, do you want to change it to Snavely ever or no? No, I know. I changed mine to Borden and I still regret it. I don't know what I'm doing
It
in
was a
life.
good move.
Thanks. Veal was it was a baby cow trapped in a cage. No big deal. Okay, so your article is fantastic. Thank you for writing it. Tell us what inspired you to write that article and kind of give us a brief overview of what it was about.
Yeah. So the article explores the history of red light districts in the state of Montana, which I did not know a lot about when I started researching this. And it looks at predominantly Bozeman, but also Butte and Missoula and Helena and all of the red light districts that evolved there, and also focuses a lot on how it was mainly women who ran the brothels, which I found to be very powerful. These women helped develop the town and city of Bozeman and a lot of the cities in Montana through the money that came in through the brothels, which I find to be fascinating.
Like they paid a lot of taxes.
A lot of taxes, yeah.
So
And right now, we're kind of in the ground zero area of Bozeman where the brothels were operating.
Yeah.
I read in the article maybe up to 8 brothels at one point on this one block between
so
Bozeman and Rouse.
Between North Bozeman and North Rouse, there were quite a few. At the time, they were called female boarding houses, if you look at like the Sanborn fire maps from this area. And so, there were quite a few.
Which is, I mean, that's not true.
And
right? I mean,
that's-
they were female boarding houses.
They were.
Just plus.
Yeah.
With some extra benefits.
housing and more.
Yeah,
Housing and
sure.
more provided.
But it's like the original female-owned business, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, people remember all of the men who flocked to the West back in the 1800s. And I think this part of history is less remembered. And there were so many women who came here from other parts of the country to, make a living. And most of them were, they changed their names. They didn't really want to be recorded necessarily in history. I don't know specifically, but
right, they would change their names multiple times.
And often, the prostitutes were here to make a living for a certain amount of time and then take that money and go start a life somewhere else.
Sometimes get married, have kids, not
So-
talk about what you did beforehand.
Yeah, just
Not tell your mother-in-law at least, Keep it on the down.
And
down.
to an
we all have
extent,
those things.
to an extent, the system worked, right? Until the government shut them down. By and large, do you feel like that was a misstep? Do you think that the government should have let them continue?
Interesting question.
Operating?
Interesting question.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah, we were. I mean, I think that in some ways the career choice was empowering for women. That being said, most of the women at the time died really young from disease or alcoholism. I think it was a very difficult life, and I think without regulations
And support.
it wasn't necessarily a great life. And I would say that the madames probably led much easier lives than a lot of the prostitutes. And so, hard question.
But the madames, they didn't live long lives either, weren't they?
No,
those
most
two
of them
women
died pretty young as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of
But
them.
also, the state of Montana, known for its fiercely libertarian streak. Maybe you just let bygones be bygones, and if people want to operate their lives like that, then they let them.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the counter argument.
Yeah,
probably.
it is.
I have a better question. If I were to open a brothel today, would you want to partner with me? It's just a thing that I put. I mean, if one of us were to open up a brothel today, would you be in support of it after all of your research?
I mean, if the brothel was representative of the brothels back in the 1890s, then no. But yes, I mean, that sounds like a pretty fun
thing.
business endeavor. And of all people, I think that you'd be a really fun person to go into business with.
At
just
the very
another hole,
least, a silent partner, it seems like. You don't need to put Tsairis on the storefront.
Yeah, I'd have to come up
Let's
with
change our names.
a new name.
I've got some pseudonyms. Yeah. I've got some. Yeah, when I was younger, Lily Love was the name I always played in dress up. I feel like
Love.
that's a perfect brothel name.
Madame name.
My sister was Stephanie
Lily
Powers.
Love.
My sister was like this lawyer that was like really powerful, but I was always like, I'm Lily Love, which is an absolute prostitute name.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great name for Madame.
Thank you. Thank you.
Screams Lady of the Night.
We shall start soon. I'm wearing red for a reason. All right. But yeah, after
There's
all
one
your
more
research
question.
and writing,
Yeah. What's your favorite thing?
what's your favorite thing about this restaurant?
Okay, actually, I have a lot of favorite things, but when I sat down and talked to Allison and Blake, who are the co-owners of the restaurant, I was really interested in the way that they talked about building this restaurant. You can ask them more about it, but they moved in here during a very cold winter, and there was like no heat running, and they built the bar, they built much of this restaurant, they went out and antiqued for a lot of the furniture. They did so much background research on the history of Montana, and I just thought that was so cool and inspiring. Yeah. And they also do such a good job trying to get locals in the door and be part of this community and tell people about the history of Bozeman, which I think a lot of people, even if they've lived here a long time, don't know. I certainly didn't. So yeah, I think that it's a great theme, but also just the way that they went about it is just wonderful.
Yeah.
Ask me what my favorite thing is.
What is your favorite thing, Joe?
Clean bathrooms. You see how short that answer
Very
was?
clean.
Succinct to the point.
Okay.
I would say the pasta and the sauce.
Oh, the
Pasta and
pasta's so
sauce.
good. Oh.
So you're saying my answer was a little long-winded?
No. I like
that's
the ambiance.
great.
I got things. I could keep. We're
here to
just-
talk about the restaurant, so I'm glad that you did expound
I
a
like
little
that
bit.
it feels kind of sexy. It's
It
a sexy
does.
restaurant.
All the red everywhere.
Getting back
Question
to the
like that. I thought that when I was reading the article, I thought the whole 1864 was red, but it's just the 4.
just the
And
4 in
just
the
the
logo.
4 in the
is
logo.
red. Yeah.
Is it because 4 rhymes with horror or no?
Oh, I don't think it has anything to do with
Okay.
it. Hey, you're a dirty mind, Michelle.
I know. I just have a rhyming mind, maybe. Okay.
Sophie, thank you so much
you.
Thank you
for
both.
giving us a little bit of background on the restaurant and your fantastic article.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.